Okay, so you guys know I generally don't make videos in this style, but there's just gotta be times where I just speak to the mic and simply clear out all the fog in our gotcha space. You know how I am, even if the truth won't make you happy, I'd probably still say it because it's simply the truth. So today I'll be guiding you guys through the wrong leaks, the ones that are correct and also the ones which I deem as speculations. Basically, see this as a way of me answering most, if not all of your questions. Also, do note that I do not wish to criticize any other YouTuber, so I won't be mentioning any names. You'll know in your heart who the referred YouTuber is. Anyway, if what you wish to ask isn't answered in this video, then ask away in the comments and I'll answer when I can. With that said though, we gotta address something scary for Halloween. And those are the shocking discounts at LD Shop. Damn, that was way smooth. Anyways, they're running a special offer where you can get a $100 crystal pack for just $75. Now, generally the normal price this would go for is $81, but hey, I literally decided to test the top-up for my account, and it went smoothly. And since it was my first top-up of the patch, I got the juicy double crystal bonus. Can't have too much savings for Columbina, right? That said, all I really needed was the usual UID and server. And since I had already spent over $80 this month, I got a free Welkin. Honestly, there's nothing to fear, and this is all a treat without a trick. So use my link below to snag those discounts. Okay, so now let's get into the essentials, and that's the expectations and questions in regards of 6.2. So firstly, is there a new map in 6.2? Now, I know it's been 2 patches in a row, but sadly there is no new map in 6.2. You know what's funny is that before the release of Nod Cry, we got leakers saying that in each patch we'll be getting a new map, but here we are. We're literally not getting an extra grain of sand for 6.2. It's honestly painful for those who thought they could save for Durin and maybe even Columbina. But hey, the good side is, the next map to be released is currently in-game, from what I've seen. It's the Lightkeeper's headquarters. I saw footage of it online, and I myself was able to glitch my way there, at least for a few seconds. Now, I don't have the screenshot, but if I did end up finding it, then I'll paste it on the screen while editing. On the other hand, if I don't, then you'd probably see a rickroll right now. Okay, I actually have footage. I just wanted a reason to rickroll you guys. Anyway, if there's no new map in 6.2, then we are guaranteed to get one in 6.3, since we can't just have the map pre-downloaded for almost 3 patches. It's just gonna be a dumb move from Hoyo. Moving on, the second most asked question is about the Chronicle banner in 6.2. Now guys, I need you to know when things are speculations, leaks, and even just outright false. The thing is that everyone has their right to speculations, and honestly, I can't blame them. But for me, I believe that we are not getting a Mondstadt Chronicle in 6.2. And yes, I understand why some believe it's bound to happen. But let's be honest, if we bring it down to analysis, it really doesn't hold much magnitude. One thing I know about Hoyoverse is how they run their banners. It's basically my strong suit when I make videos. So sit down, relax, and let me explain why I've come up with these rejections. You see, following previous patterns, Hoyo has always made sure to run the Chronicle in such a way that spacing is involved. So if they run a Chronicle in the first half patches of a region, which is 0.5 and below, then the only time you can expect another Chronicle is in the second half of that patch. Also, the closest distance we've had between 2 Chronicles is 3 patches. Now, I just don't speak without facts, so let me show you the source. Visiting DG Cat Wiki, we can see that we had a Chronicle banner in 5.3, which is the first half of the patch. And then the next Chronicle we had was in 5.6, which is the second half patch, and also leaves a 4 patch range. That is 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, and 5.6. Now, the next Chronicle we had after 5.6 was in 6.0. Now, since 6.9 never happened, then that makes it a 3 patch gap between the Chronicles. Okay, with that said, we do have an exception, which is the first Chronicle that happened in 4.5. The issue here is that it happened right in the middle of the region patches, and yeah, as you might have guessed, no other Chronicle ran again in that region, thus making this even. So in my opinion, although we're getting a Mondstadt buff in 6.2, I highly doubt we are getting a Chronicle in 6.2. Of course, feel free to hold on to your beliefs, and maybe it might just come true. Moving on, let's talk about the banners. I'm going back here to correct something and also give you a pattern that will make your life easier. Now, we know that in 6.2 we are getting Verisa, Durin, Xianyun, and Venti. We all know that I always love predicting the phases, but this time around we kinda have a tough lineup. For context, my analysis already showed that Durin and Venti are in the first phase with the remaining 2 ladies in the second. That analysis is backed up by the supportive rule of 5 stars. But, you see, there is a superior rule, and that is literally the Abyss. You see, the Abyss blessing alone tells us a lot about the characters. So if you get a Cryo supported blessing, then you can expect the Cryo character in the first phase of that patch. It's all common sense. Now, according to HomDG, we already have the confirmed Abyss blessing for 6.1, first phase. In the first half, it says that non-active characters gain a 75% pyro damage bonus. This alone is a huge lead, because we know that Durin is an off-field DPS, therefore he is going to be the one of many characters who can utilize his blessing. So yes, Durin is guaranteed for the first phase. I mean, he always was since he's a new character, but hey, we can't have too much confirmation, right? Now, the second Abyss blessing states that the character's plunging attack damage is increased by 75%. Not only is this a heaven-sent blessing for my Xianyun, but it is also the wet dream of Orisa havers. As we all know, Genshin Abyss blessings are meant to tease you to pull the current banner characters. So yeah, they are making the blessing in support of Orisa so that you'll pull Orisa. Therefore, I can 100% tell you this. Orisa and Durin is in the first phase, while Venti and Xianyun are in the second phase. This is guaranteed at this point and will probably only ever change if they change the Abyss blessings. Oh, and real quick, sadly the last video did hit 60k, so no welcome there, but fear not. I'm still hosting it at 25k subs, or if this video hits 60k views. If you double it, maybe I might just make it double the reward. So the deal is simple. Make me happy, and I'll make you happy. Okay? So without further ado, let's talk about the last two most asked questions. The first is, who are the 4 stars? Oh my god, I've had this question too many times. But yeah, you ask, and I will provide. Okay, so far HomDG has confirmed Gaming and Chevris, and honestly it makes sense. Chevris is there because she's a perfect buffer for Orisa, while Gaming is there simply because he's a plunge DPS. So in a way, they're both confirmed for the first phase. Now, all we need to do is get the last 4 stars for the first phase and then get the remaining 3 for the second phase. Don't worry, I'll make it quick. Now, Sucrose would have been perfect for the spot, but she is ran in Flynn's banner, thus making her too recent to rerun. So yes, the only contender right now is Fischl. She last ran in 5.8, therefore she has had a long enough cooldown. So the 3 4 stars for the first phase are Gaming, Chevros, and Fischl. With that covered, let's quickly go over the second phase. Now, we are expecting Venti and Xianyun, since Xianyun is from Natlan. We can expect at least one Natlanese 4-star. Therefore, our options are limited to Oron, Ainansun, Ifa, and even Kachina. Now, from just wild guessing, I'd say the Kachina and Ainansun are the chosen ones. The reasoning behind it is simply their resonance with each other. Those two go well with Xianyun compared to Ifa and Oron. Now, for the last 4-star, we have Fraruzan. She's here simply because she's one of the few characters that can buff Venti's personal damage. And as we all know, the buffs recently have been made to revive Venti. So what better way than to really just give him the smoke and watch him burn the world? It's Hoyoverse, and I really love their ways. Now, for the last question, we have those who missed their favorite, and that's the rerun expectations of Hu Tao, Navia, Rio Zesli, and so much more. Well, the thing is, it's kinda tough. Personally, from what I've seen in the future, we can expect Navia around 6.5, since that patch seems to have some free space. Or if not, then we can expect her in the Fontaine Chronicle banner. Hu Tao, on the other hand, is another case entirely. Truth be told, I can't really say much about her as she seems to not have a direct bond with any buffer whatsoever. You know Satali's already bonded with Mavuka and Arlecchino. Well, even Farina is bonded with Nouvellette. Then we have Hu Tao, just standing there with nobody. Due to that reason, I can't help much in her case. One thing's for certain though is the fact that we can expect her on or before 7.1. Now lastly, let's talk about Risley. Oh boy, this might be an issue. We all know that Cryo Jail is a thing, and with Skirk being around, those who will pull for Rio will do it solely for the love of him. And Hoyoverse doesn't count love as money, therefore his expectation date is quite far. Perhaps the second half of this region's patches if we're lucky, or once again we can simply expect him in the Fontaine Chronicle, which will most likely happen in the second half regional patches, aka 0.5 and above. With all that being said, that's a wrap for this video. That was fun and I hope you enjoyed it too. Also, don't forget to enjoy the treat at my sponsor's LD shop. It's free savings, so why not? Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!